Tom Brady and all of the weapons they were able to amass with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This should be a really good game, Jacoby. The thing that I'm keying on is, can they keep Tom Brady upright? We know he gets rid of the football as fast as anyone in the NFL. However, he struggled to throw the deep ball. And the Rams are the best team at defending the deep ball. So for the Bucs, don't forget your run game. That would have to be the key to me if the Bucs are going to find a way to get it done.
Yep, the Los Angeles Rams, we always think about Sean McVay and sort of scheming the offense, but it's been the defense that's held them together. You can see they've only allowed one touchdown in the second half in the last 6 games that they have played. And I just can't get that Saints-Bucks game out of my head. Every time I look at the Bucks, I try to convince myself about all the weapons that they have on both sides of the ball. I just can't get that Saints-Bucks game out of my head, and they need this one against the Rams to try to keep pace with the Saints in the NFC South. And Jalen, we have some really interesting news coming from the Vatican, of all places. There's a delegation of NBA players, 5 players and several officials from the NBPA. They're going out to meet with Pope Francis at the Vatican to discuss sort of social justice and the move that they made over the summer, particularly in the fight against social injustice. What are your thoughts about this historic event?
International Peace Treaty flow, I love it. And NBA players continue to be trailblazers as it relates to trying to give back to their community to try to make our world a better place. But all I know is you just love the Pope even more than somebody on his Instagram follow the IG model's picture. That's the only reason why you want to talk about
Jalen. I'm a very serious journalist, so I want to make sure that we have the facts correct. The Pope did not follow an IG model. The Pope's account may or may not have just double-tapped the like button on a very racy picture of an IG model. And you know what? It just makes him relatable. You know, we're all just human beings at the end of the day. Sometimes we accidentally like something on Instagram. Now, I'm not saying the Pope himself did it, but somebody that has access to his account definitely double-tapped on something that they did not mean to. And I hope it comes up when the NBA players have this very important, intense discussion with the Pope. Someone's got to bring it up. Like, someone has to bring it up. If you're going to meet the Pope today, you have to ask the question, please, when you're done talking about all the important things, when you're about to leave, just go over and say, hey, Pope Frankie, did you double tap that? Did you double tap that? Just to see what he says. Congratulations to the NBA players. This is a historic event. We don't mean to make light of it. It's obviously extremely important what they're doing. I think this is a monumentous, historic event, but please, before you leave, just ask him about the Instagram model. We will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. on ESPN. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. Brought to you live from Pier 17 in the South Street, Seaport District of Manhattan, and brought to you by Chase. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, it is time for the segment where you decide what we discuss. It's time for Keep It Moving.
Tang! Woo! Dang.
If you want to discuss the topic, say hit the brakes. If not, we keep moving. And we start with 2 of the best teams in the AFC going head-to-head yesterday, the Titans and the Ravens. Hit the brakes on this one. It was Derrick Henry in the second half that took the Titans over the top to beat the Ravens. What do you think about this one?
I just love old-school bell cow running backs, and Derrick Henry fits the bill. Before the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, it was just a cosmic shift in the philosophy that they built as a franchise over the last maybe 15 or 20 years when they have Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and so many like physical football players who were just nasty and didn't allow other teams to hover around their logo and just run all over them to win the game. Like that's something that they're going to have to improve over the next few weeks.
Well, you're obviously alluding to Malcolm Butler and Coach Harbaugh kind of getting in each other's faces before the game even started, hanging out on the logo. They took offense to it. What do you think about this little back and forth before the game?
Well, it's never good for your football team when your head coach is like the toughest guy standing up for actually what's happening with the organization. That's the disconnect. I need to see more Baltimore Ravens over there. And so, again, like, an identity that they have is something that they can tap into, and I have confidence that they could get back into being. But starting this season, I felt like it was the Kansas City Chiefs and the Ravens, and now the Ravens have to find a way to pick themselves back up and put themselves in contention.
Yep, they have been outrushed. The Ravens, that running offense has been outrushed in 4 of the last 5 games. That needs to change. Jalen, one team just keeps on winning in the AFC. That is the undefeated Steelers who went up against the Jags.
The breaks.
Jalen, they haven't lost a game all season long, yet I don't consider them the best team in their own conference. Why do I constantly disrespect the Steelers?
I came through the door, Jacoby. I said it before. Why don't they get out a blank check and just give it to Mike Tomlin? Like, seriously, Jacoby, the job that he's doing with that team is outstanding. To the point when they got Fitzpatrick last year, people thought that they should have been trying to tank. And then when he went 8-8 with Duck Hodges and a couple of other guys, that people were like, all right, they're going to turn the corner. But for them to get Big Ben back, develop the receiver core the way they have, and be undefeated, it is just outstanding for a team that we know is going to play physical. And we know ain't nobody going to be trying to hover around the logo at midfield for the Pittsburgh Steelers without getting the Pittsburgh Steelers upset about it.
Jalen, the Cowboys got to win against the Vikings. Keep moving or hit the brakes.
We do not need to troll or force Cowboy topics for relevancy. Keep it moving.
We keep it moving. We keep it moving.
The Eagles went down to the Browns in a wet one. Jalen, keep moving or hit the brakes.
Hit the brakes.
What's going on with Carson Wentz, Jalen Rose? What is going on with Carson Wentz? Explain this to me.
Carson Wentz, we were watching the game, Jacoby, and he throws a couple of those, I guess, lollipop, blimp-type footballs like that I can intercept. Like, seriously. Like, the difference between players that's on defense, in particular the backfield, versus wide receivers is sometimes they don't have great hands. It seems like when Carson Wentz throws it up there, they picking that off, dog. There's the helium balls he throwing out there.
Yeah, when Russell Wilson does it, it looks different. You know, when Russell Wilson puts the air under those short passes, and one of his receivers just runs right under it. When Wentz does it, someone runs right under it, but they're wearing the wrong uniform. And it happened time and time again. Now, you can say it was wet, but this has been a problem for Wentz all season long, and I want to give a salute to the Browns, who somehow get bad weather in Cleveland every single Sunday and make the most of it. Moving on to an interesting game between the Dolphins and the Broncos. Keep moving or hit the brakes.
Brian Flores, you touched all of the right buttons this year. You cannot be benching Tua.